Hello and welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'm going over my top 10 most anticipated board games of 2025. Several of these I've backed on Kickstarter or Gamefound, and a few of them I was not able to back, but I have heard about them recently and I'm looking forward to trying them out. And so let's go ahead and get on into the list. I'm going to keep it fairly brief as far as my comments about these games. And the first one is Final Girl Series 3. I wanted to go ahead and mention this one first of all, just to kind of get it out of the way. It's one of those that I'm always excited about the new series, what they're adding to the game. And if you've watched the channel any amount of time, you know that I'm really into this solo only board game that has a lot of dice rolling to it, and you are playing as a final girl trying to take on these killers, and there's just so many different locations, and they're adding 5 new locations, 5 new main killers, and a vignette to this year, and so I'm looking forward to all the new material for Final Girl. And by the way, these aren't in any particular order, and so they're not top 10 or anything like that. They're just my favorite 10. And so let's go ahead and get to the next one. That is Zombicide White Death. And, I enjoy the Zombicide system very much. I almost didn't back White Death because there was part of me that's like, I've got enough Zombicide between Black Plague and second edition, and I had the Marvel zombies coming at the time when this was in Kickstarter. But then I heard about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles expansion to this game, and it just made me want it so much that I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and back it and get it. It adds a few extra things as well. With the White Death, it's got these different wall things that you can do, and different things that can be combined with Black Plague. And so that may have been part of my excuse there, is it really was almost an expansion to Black Plague, although it is its own standalone system as well. It just is compatible with Black Plague along with Green Horde. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this one. I really enjoy all the different Zombicide stuff, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were too much to pass up there. I got too much Zombicide, but here we go. I enjoy it all so much anyway. The next one on my list is Rogue Angels. This is a game that I was able to preview on my channel. I was sent a prototype copy that I've since had to pass on. I played a few of the different scenarios on this game, and it's a sci-fi game that's giving vibes of Mass Effect. And so I really enjoyed what I got to play. The components weren't the final production components, and I only got to play a few of the scenarios, but I really enjoyed the cards for each person. It's very unique, and you've got all these different scenarios and branching ways that you can go depending on what you do in the game. You've got this whole character build-up where you're building up your character through different decisions that you make throughout the game and different ways that you're going to spend your experience and all that kind of stuff. And so I just really enjoyed this game. You can check out some of the scenarios that I played or my general thoughts on the game. If you want to check out those videos, I'll leave them in the description below. But I just really look forward to getting a chance to play more of this campaign and see the finalized product. Really impressed with what I was able to experience already. And the next game is Tend. And this is a flip and write game, but it's got a whole lot more going on to it than a typical flip and write game. You've got, first of all, you're going to be flipping, you're going to have these cards set up that are going to give you what you can do, and then you're going to be marking on your sheet different spaces that you'll then be able to put these dice onto the spaces which represent your crops. Those dice aren't going to be rolled, so they're really just there for placeholders, and then you'll tick them up as the rounds increase and as you do other tend actions which allow you to flip them until they are ready to be harvested. You also got other things you're going to be doing like fishing, where you'll be able to go and you'll be rolling dice there to decide what you get when you go fishing. There's all kinds of things that you're going to be upgrading as far as your tools go and different things. You've got an area of the board or area of the game that you are going to be scratching off different sections, revealing different bonuses as you are trying to go along this board. There's just so much going on. I just recently heard about this game, but it's already intrigued me quite a bit. That is Tend. Looking forward to a chance to find that in retail probably. Layers is another one that I didn't back, but it's one that I'm intrigued by. Anything that Kids Table Board Gaming puts out sounds really good to me. I've enjoyed all of their games that I've played so far, and this one doesn't seem like it's going to disappoint either. It's a two-player game that you are putting out these tiles, and you're trying to mess each other up a little bit, and it just sounds like a cool kind of game. It looks good from what I've seen of it. I might scroll down a little bit here, but you're building a lair, exploring a lair, and you're trying to do well at both of those. And so Anyway, sounds very interesting. Looks great as kids table board gaming games do. And so, very interested in this game, even though I don't know a whole lot of exactly how it plays. Still very interested in it. The next one is Time Lancers, a time travel board game. This is a game where you are basically being given contracts to go back in time to make sure certain events happen a certain way, whether it is that you are trying to change how they happen or restore how they happen when somebody else has changed them. It's a competitive game where you're each kind of representing a different set of freelance time travelers trying to fulfill different contracts from your employer there, and so you are going to be trying to change things up to best fit what you want to get done to be able to score points, and while trying to avoid being messed up by the other players who are changing things just to try and make things happen the way that they want them to happen. I really like the idea of the theme here. I've always been kind of a sci-fi time travel fan, and so to check this game out, to be able to travel through time and make things happen certain ways, just sounds like a very intriguing theme to me. And the gameplay, from what I've seen, looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And so Time Lancers, looking forward to that game. The next game I just recently heard about in Tom Vassell and the Dice Tower's top 10 board games that they're anticipating. And so I just heard about it. It's Spooktacular. And this game looks like it's going to be amazing. You've got all these different wooden meeples that represent different monsters. And basically, the idea behind this game is that you have come out of the movie screen as one of these monsters, and you're taking over this movie theater and you know, taking out victims. Each monster plays a different way, has a different thing it's trying to accomplish, and ways it plays. And so it sounds very intriguing. You've got these 20 different asymmetric movie monsters. I'm looking forward to being able to get this probably at retail as well when it comes out. I just kind of scroll down here to see some of these things. Here's some of the different figures here. And yeah, just looking forward to being able to check this one out. It just sounds very intriguing, the theme of it all. And I love asymmetric abilities where each time you play as a different character, you've got a whole different mindset going there, a different way that you're going to have to play the game. It adds to a lot of replayability when you have that. Now, Spooktacular. The next one on my list is Critter Kitchen. This is got a similar art style to Flamecraft. It's also done by Cardboard Alchemy. And so I enjoyed Flamecraft. I enjoy that art style there, which already draws me into the game. And in this game, you are trying to make these different recipes. And one of the unique things that about this game is that you are putting out 3 different workers, a big, a medium, and a small. When you put out your big worker, you're going to go last in order of being able to take something from that area, but you're able to take more with you. If you put out your small character, you're only going to be able to take one thing with you, but you get to go first in the selection there. And so you kind of have to balance depending on what you think other people are going to be doing as to where you put your characters out to try and get the ingredients that you need. There are a few different other locations that can kind of give you stuff as well if you didn't quite manage to get anything, I think, if I remember correctly. I just enjoy the theme of Critter Kitchen. They got a lot of these different chefs that are represented in there with some punny type names, which is kind of cool. Again, I like the look of the game, and the gameplay sounds interesting as well. So looking forward to Critter Kitchen. Ember Leaf is a next game I'm looking forward to in 2025. I backed this one on Kickstarter, and it's another game by Frank West, the designer of Isle of Cats and a lot of other games that we really enjoy. And so I'm already intrigued just by the designer here. He hasn't put out a game that I haven't liked out of all the games of his that I've played. And so right there, I'm already locked into wanting to at least give it a chance. And then I like the idea of this mechanism, this card dancing mechanism that he has come up with, where you are sliding cards down, and there's different ways those cards are going to activate from when you put it on there to when you do certain things to when it slides off. It sounds very interesting, a kind of a unique kind of mechanism there, and there's just a lot going on to this game. And so I've enjoyed looking at all the different videos that Frank has put out on this game to explain how this game is going to play. It looks like a lot of fun. Production value, as always with Frank West games, is good. This one even seems to go above and beyond a little bit with some of the wooden pieces that you're going to be putting out. I got the wooden upgrades as well for the banners, just because I thought they looked really nice. and added some functionality. Here's the banners right here. And so you're going to be going around this board, battling different things to gain access to different areas. You're going to be collecting resources. It just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm looking forward to this game, Ember Leaf. And the final one I'm going to bring up here is Dragon Eclipse. This game is over on Gamefound. I backed it over there. And this game just looks amazing, first of all. You're going to have all these different dragon miniatures. If you get the miniature version, which I have, is by Awakened Realms, who did the revamping of Castles of Burgundy, the special edition there, where they went all out on the production there. And this is another game that's kind of all out on production. And it's got kind of a Pokemon type feel to it, but with dragons, as you are going to be going along this board, finding these different dragons to battle, and you are then going to battle them to hopefully be able to then tame them or capture them, and then you're going to be training them to get stronger. Each dragon has their own cards that you're going to be using for the combat. There's a few different modes of play. There's player versus player. There's a adventure kind of game, which is the kind of the core style there, where you can play cooperatively or solo. And there's also a roguelite version as well. And so just kind of scrolling down, seeing some of the stuff here, it just looks great. I think I've scrolled past all the good stuff to look at here. Let's look at some of these dragons right here. It just looks like it's going to be amazing. And that's how they're going to come right there. They don't come painted, and so and they just look good even without the painting though. So anyway, Dragon Eclipse, looking forward to it. Sounds like it's going to be an interesting system. It is a game for 1 to 2 players, and so it's not going to be for multiplayer beyond 2 players. But my wife and I play a lot of games together, and I play games solo, and so this game looks like it's going to be a good game for me. Very much looking forward to it. Looks like it's going to have a lot of content to it for a lot of replayability as well. And so those are the top 10 games that I am looking forward to in the year 2025. Let me know down in the comments below some of the games that you are looking forward to. What are those games that you are anticipating and wanting to get to the table once they come out, or once they deliver through Kickstarter or Gamefound if you order them through there. Anyway, let me know what you think about some of these games as well. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great week and keep on gaming.